So the past 6 weeks have been fun, as well as at times a little frustrating, but got to say thanks to the entire group at the shop, Langston Motorsports. All the guys pitched in extra time, sometimes worked overtime during their lunch breaks to help out do this. It was a fun project on the side. As you can imagine, they actually had to work. But it was cool. Between the two teams, there was a friendly rivalry, but people helped out when needed. This CR, I must say, was actually in worse shape than we initially thought. She wouldn't run. One of the reasons was from an initial crash, the exhaust had been crushed up, had melted the ignition cover, the stator had gone. We were looking at buying a new one, but didn't want to go over our budget. So the guys were able to repair that from the bottom up. There was a lot of cleaning that had to be done. This thing was a bit of a rust bucket. You know, the axles were almost seized in. I don't think they'd been taken out since 1991. The bearings were seized, a lot of rust. So we were able to restore a lot of the pieces. We even had to rethread, you know, certain of the threads. We did get some new parts where we had to, but we tried to use a lot of the base of this bike to keep it sort of in an original form. Couple things that didn't work out in the end. You would think it wouldn't be that difficult to get a decent seat cover and some graphics and find the right plastics, but that actually turned out to be a little more difficult than we anticipated. But getting the motor together, that was fun with the guys. Certainly have to thank a lot of people that actually helped, whether it was with sponsorship or contributing. So I'll let you know what's on here, and thank some of those guys for giving us some of the cool parts that made this bike look as tricky as it does. VHM, they always make great heads, and they make one for the CR500. And what it really does is it helps. The Kawasaki has a power valve and the Honda didn't. So that head really creates that bottom end and the torque that missed on these 500 CRs. And they look really trick. And with the bigger water jackets, helps the bike run cooler. W for the wheels, they've always been there for us no matter what. And we went with the gold wheels, a little bit like the old factory Honda used to look. Thanks to Works Connection for frame guards and a couple other little goodies. Flow Motorsports for these wicked looking foot pegs. Renthal for all their parts that they did for us, as well as Tucker. Oscar from WPS for a bunch of our covers and parts. And then MSV for the exhaust manifold. That thing was trick. We had a damaged one. And of course, attached to that is a beautiful Pro Circuit pipe. So thanks to everyone for helping out and making this fun challenge a reality.